Hi guys, I'm back with my weekly recap of Mission Yozakura Family. This video covers episode 6, and as always, this video does contain spoilers, so do not watch it if you don't want any spoilers. Right off the bat, we see Bug, the character that was introduced last episode, and it seems that her and Shion are fighting each other in some sort of video game. What we discover is that this video game is actually part of the Yozakura family database, and somebody hacked into it, and Shion says that all that they found or tried to get was information on Taio. This is of course unsettling because last week we found out that Taio's information, and only his information, was circling the dark web. With this knowledge in mind, Taio and Mutsumi head off to school, but Taio quickly realizes that they're being followed. A girl using needles quickly pursues them and they end up in an alleyway. Taio tries to ambush the girl and he isn't successful. She uses another person as a shield. And that's when Mutsumi suddenly recognizes her as Bug. Mutsumi explains to Taio that this girl is an infamous spy. She is known for falling madly head over heels for people and obsessing over them before relentlessly killing them. Her level of obsession actually rivals that of Kyoichiro's obsession with Mutsumi. Bug then explains that she fell in love with Taio after seeing a video of him on the dark web, and she explains that there's a big bounty on his head. Taio tries to dissuade Bug by saying that he's married to Mutsumi, so he couldn't possibly be with her, but instead of dissuading her, it really just upsets her and makes her obsession more strong. Bug then tells them that she asked Kyoichiro for permission to go after Taio, which he granted her, and then he also granted her the password to their family database. Of course, this makes Taio and Mutsumi extremely angry. After that, Bug throws a bunch of needles around Taio and Mutsumi and effectively runs away. After their encounter, Taio and Mutsumi head to school where they discover that there's a new student, and of course it's none other than Bug, which her name is Ayaka Kirisaki, and Ayaka wastes no time trying to attack Taio. She plants needles everywhere, throws them at him, all sorts of things, and he just keeps casually dodging them. After all of her attacks on Taio are thwarted, Ayaka gets really depressed and starts crying. And what happens next is she plants needles in all of the classmates and takes control over them and has them attack Taio. Ayaka has all the students hold Taio down, and she clearly tends to attack him, but Mutsumi steps in to block her because she stated before that Kyoichiro forbid her from actually attacking Mutsumi. She was only allowed to attack Taio. In the middle of all this, there's an intruder that tries to come in through the window, and he shoots a shot, and Mutsumi pushes Ayaka out of the way so that she doesn't get hit with the bullet. This moves Ayaka to tears, and she obviously clearly becomes quite obsessed with Mutsumi in the process. She then kind of changes her objective to get rid of Taio so that she can live out her days happily with Mutsumi. Taio then receives a call from Shion, who says that she has a game for him to test out, so Mutsumi and Taio make their way home to see what Shion has in store for them. Mutsumi explains to Taio that Shion's gaming sessions can be brutal, lasting for days at a time, and she wishes him the best of luck. Taio and Shion begin the game, and they beat up a bunch of little Kyoichiro bad guys, and then they come to this train, which they have to stop. Taio relentlessly smashes the intended button, and lo and behold, they end up defeating the train. After their success, a news broadcast pops up on the screen, and it talks about a runaway train coming to a stop. And then Shion explains that the game actually is missions that she completes, which is a really cool way to be a spy. After their success, Shion brings up another video, which is a helicopter that is trying to crash into a nuclear site, and she explains that they need to stop this plot. Mutsumi cheers them on, and they start up their game so that they can begin the next mission. Once they're in the game, Shion hands Taio a revival potion and explains that it's her only one and to use it in case of emergency. Then a large dragon appears with a bunch of little Kyoichiro minions, and they begin fighting them. Taio's having a lot of trouble with this game. He's like phasing through walls, and then he gets into this like weird super mode where he looks so funny. Shion, on the other hand, is really adept, so she takes out a bunch of the little minions and then runs up a fire pillar from the dragon so that she can get to it, and she punches him to death. This also takes out the helicopter in the real world. For a moment, Shion and Taio think they've won, but suddenly a bunch of little mini dragons appear, and we find that these are drones in the real world. This takes them by surprise, but Taio, thinking quick on his feet, suggests that they use the revival potion on the dragon and use him as their weapon. So using the big dragon's fire, they are able to take out a lot of the mini dragons. While they're fighting, a little hedgehog character suddenly appears, and this is the same hedgehog that was hacking into their little game in the beginning of the episode. Taio and Mutsumi immediately recognize that this is Bug, who had been hacking into their database in the first place to try and get information on Taio. With Bug's help, they defeat all the minions and succeed in their mission, and Shion immediately kicks her out of their family system, and it's funny, her reaction is one of complete devastation because she wanted pictures of Mutsumi and more information on Taio. The last little clip we see is Shion trying to force Taio to play a bunch of video games and beat them because she said his skills were not up to par and he needs to work on them. And with that, this episode is wrapped up, and I will be back next week with episode 7's recap, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more anime content. Until next time, bye bye!